right, Bushy, we move into our boosted Outlaws.
Yes, we have Brittany Olive. Can I ask a question just while these two back?
Yes, mate.
If Shane Olive Sholive,
yes.
Brittany Olive Brolive.
Wow.
Yeah, I went right down the limb there. Have I started something?
I'll let you keep that one on your own,
all right, no worries.
I don't know.
Just trying to go with the theme, that's all.
I mean,
so, Brittany Olive down there in the Aeroflow lane. Backing back the Gulf Western Oils, MJ Mobile Mechanics, and A Civil Motorsports. Rear engine Dragsters dialed in with a 610. Taking on Chris Manx in the Motorsport Connections Bantam bodied altered 580 cubic inches of turbocharged Chev. This thing dialed in with a 595. You heard me right, yes, 595. With 235 miles an hour. And I think it was a 6-1 in the first round. Sorry if I got that wrong, working from memory. But the dial in a 595, so the Alton will chase down the Dragster. Both left pretty much together. Manx with a 110. Manx right on the wall at half track. I don't think he touched it, but there would have been millimetres between getting out of the throttle. And look on the replay here on the big screen. Watch the car right of screen and around about half track. There would have been millimetres in it between the wall and the tyre. Oh, it certainly looked closer on the actual run, but a 6.12 with a 4 for Olive to take the win. Manx getting out of the throttle, which any sane person would do. Next up, we'll see Paulo Tortorello down there in the Elite Race Parts Ford Mustang for CV Performance. He ran 6.19 in qualifying, dialed in with a 5.95 for this round of racing, taking on Tim Gruber. Dial in 7.48 for Gruber.
Just a quick hello to everyone watching on YouTube. We've just started the evening session.
Oh, so welcome back. Oh, Tortorello well and truly out of shape there. I don't know if the replay would catch that, but I saw pretty much the whole side of the car. You can see the tyre marks down there on the freshly prepped racetrack. Oh, caught the very end of it with the replay button. Would have been messy if he didn't save it, because I think he would have just got the end of the concrete wall.
Wow.
I think that's a brand new car too, so certainly would have been wide-eyed, I reckon. So you can see on that shot the aggression in the tyre marks that have left. All I can say, Adam, is better him than me.
Mate, two runners, two lots of action.
Boosted Outlaws is fast becoming. Gruber dialed in with a 7.48 in the Ford Cortina.
So Cliff's worked out the secret on YouTube. If he clicks the like button, there's things that happen on the track.
Oh, right.
So we should test it out. If everyone hits the like button, we'll see what happens. All right, Gruber takes off.
Tortorello, well, sashaying around it all the way to hard track for the Mustang.
Let's watch that one again, Bushy again. He did a good burnout, and now he's done a good fishtail off the line. Have a look up on the big screen at the replay.
Lots of steering wheel input all the way to half track there pretty much. Settled down after that and ran a 6.0 something, 6.04 I think it was at the finish line.
We have double entertainment there from Paulo.
Yeah, just making sure he gets plenty of mentions. That's
correct.
I guess they're pretty wild and woolly race car at the moment for that team. I guess just shows confidence as a driver to stay in the throttle in those conditions. And I guess once you reach a certain speed, Adam, all the aero and everything else starts to work and hopefully settle the car down. But It's actually getting to that point on the racetrack. Next up, we'll see Jeff Sargent in the Chevy Camaro, racing for his sponsor, Positive Powder Coating. Mixed Metal Roofing. Also would like to mention the bracket sponsor of Platinum Powder Coating. Nice burnout from the Camaro. Not a lot of smoke in Curtis Reed's lane, but the Dragster like that probably doesn't need a massive burnout. All it needs to do is get the tyres warm and clean. Running for AFT Plumbing Services from Oakville, Sydney's northwest. Curtis and the family seen a lot of changes in the Oakville area of recent times. They're ready to go, just watching the sergeants do their pre-run routine. 695 for the Camaro, 635 for the Dragster. A light and a half the gap. Oh, Camaro shut down, I think. Starter walking over and giving Curtis the signal. Signal. 093 on the tree for Curtis. Wheels up launch. Nice run for him. 643 with a 2 on a 635. 213 miles an hour.
Let's watch that one again, Bushy. Right-hand lane from Curtis Reed. Nice and straight on the line.
Yeah, look, definitely cleans. 643 with a 2. 213 miles an hour across the finish line.
As we see Jeff Sargent's vehicle, unfortunately, being pushed back. Okay, up next we've got our extreme bike.
And our top comp only a few moments away.
Ryan Franks, Deanne has a party. He has a party racing Suzuki Hayabusas. GSF Engineering as a party Earth Moving as a party racing.
I think last run Ryan got down the track pretty well. Did spin the tyre a little bit on the hit, but stayed in the throttle.
Yeah, and she's running a 783. So she's definitely looking to get on that one. Ryan hasn't had any good runs so far. It's done 1607s.
Well, that was in qualifying. As I said, I think his first round of Chicago Shootout, he got a more representative time.
Okay.
That unfortunately doesn't show in our data though.
We'll closely pay attention to this, and either way, as a parties take the win. Oh, nice launch by the pair.
Frank's dead straight down the center of the lane here and will run on through for 733 with an 8, 199 miles an hour.
Absolute rocket ship. Let's put that back up on the replay. Have a quick look at that run.
Wiggled a little bit on the hit, but that's it. For an extreme bike, no complaints. Down in the water box, we have Joe Curry from South Hurstville.
Here on behalf of BP Racing Fuels, Connection Concepts, Size Harley Davidson, and Joe Curry Motorcycle Transport.
Put your hands together for Brittany Olive. Nice pass for the team. Good job, guys. And it sounds like the bike of Joe Curry not running at the minute.
Up next, Top Door Slammer.
Yeah, a top comp bracket here today. We've got, see Peter Lovering coming through under the tunnel. He will be taking on Salim Matter. Salim in the aeroflow lane for Custom Bodyworks, Advanced Performance Engineering, A Civil, and Owls Race Glides. Lovering in the rocket lane in the 55 Chevy Bel Air, running for At Call. Motorsport Connections also helping him out. Strong burnouts from both competitors.
See on the big screen, teams guiding him back down.
So Brody Zapier and Brody Davies coming under the tunnel.
Quick wheelie bar adjustment there for Peter Lovering. Rear tyres expand under the heat. Makes the car sit a bit higher, so you got to bring the wheelie bars back down. The A Civil team all lined up at the back here. Get ready for a good run. As they've both locked into pre-stage. Off we go.
Lovering with the lights. 120 Matter wiggled around a fair bit at around the 330 foot and shut the car off after that. We'll see that on the big screen.
Let's bring it up, Bushy. Have a quick look. Looking at the left lane here, Salim off the line.
Yeah, just had a pedal around the 250 feet mark.
Watch that one again. Off we go.
Salim deciding, you know what? I don't want to get any closer to the wall. It was not going to be a representative run anyway. You can see the tyre shake marks there as well.
So it looks like the tyre shut it out of the 60 foot onwards, and better safe than sorry.
Yep. Yeah, I know every win's a win, but
sometimes when in doubt, don't
Well, that's very contradictory to the normal way that saying goes, but I get you. I get what you're saying.
So we want the next pair. Brody Zapier, the AC Delco Fabietti Motorsport.
Nice burnout from Master Zapier. Car shut down on the way back from the burnout. A little bit of something on the racing service.
Yeah, just hearing news, there might be some clutch issues here,
oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
I guess that's one of the things with these cars, isn't it, Adam? There's so much that goes into between round maintenance.
Yep.
And everything has to be put back together 100%. And just every so often, something might not be exactly as tight as it should be or whatever. Not saying anything bad about the Fabietti team and Brody's guys. They've been in it a long time, but you know, I think just sometimes these mechanical devices do sometimes have mishaps.
Well, Stephen, we've got a bit of downtime. We've got to look at the announcements for Best Package.
Yeah, of course, one of the awards that the track offers for the races in round number 1, and the best package is closest to dial-in and best reaction time, and obviously that combines to create a package. And the winner for round number 2 of the New South Wales Track Championship Series for that award goes to Daniel Moore in Modified Eliminator. Congratulations, Daniel. Well done. The ladies in race control were smashing numbers for quite some time because there was one competitor that they thought was going to get it, and they just found a slightly better one, only by a small margin. But congratulations to Daniel Moore and the team, taking out the Best Package Award for round number 2 of the New South Wales Track Championship Series. Looks like we've got a little bit of clean up down there in the airflow lane. We shouldn't be too much longer.
Well, she's currently down here with Brody Zappia. Brody, not the best hit down there. You can explain what happened down?
So pretty much I've finished the burnout and stopped, put the car in reverse and go to move backwards, and I felt it kind of shudder back and forth. I looked down, checked that it's in reverse, and it hadn't moved, so I was just like, well, it's probably broke the reverser, until I start moving backwards and see something that's smoking on the track, and I knew it wasn't from the reverser because that would have been in the car. So as I start to move further back, I put my foot to the floor on the brakes, and it just went straight to the firewall. There was no resistance, no nothing, and I wasn't stopping. So turn the car off and then find out that there's a carbon rotor in pieces and caliper in pieces, and yeah, sorry, Morris.
So we'll have to do a bit more, maybe some of the dishes are washing up to try and repay the favour for the brake rotor. So having a look at it here, we've got some still in here, Regis. We've got pictures on your phone. We might grab them later, put them up on socials. Right there. Wow. Very expensive exercise. So Bush, we might get back up to you, mate. I might grab some of these images off Brody and we'll put them up on the big screen in the meantime while we cross over, see what future events are coming up on the big screen.
just while Adam works his magic with the big screen, but he's got some images from Brodie's car. He's going to put them up on the big screen for everybody at home to see what Brodie was talking about. Next week, next Wednesday, we'll have our drag, drift and burnouts night here at Sydney Dragway as part of the normal Wednesday night race for real, but we're going to add drifting into the mix, so we're going to ensure that we encapsulate all forms of motorsport that like tyre smoke and either running around in circles smoking tyres, doing a burnout, running straight down the racetrack, or smoking tyres while going around quarters. Certainly going to cover all bases. So the 18th of March here at Sydney Dragway, the Aeroflow Race for Real drag racing, drifting and burnouts. And of course, Friday night of next week, we'll have the bike night here on the 20th of March, kicking off at 6 p.m. and that will run through to around about 10. If you haven't already got your online entry, I suggest you jump online and grab that sometime in the next couple of days. The last one sold out prior to the event. That is a motorcycle-only event, but has been growing with more and more entries each time, and yeah, the atmosphere is great with all the people down in the staging lanes and the bikes running continuously throughout the night. Following on from that, we will have the Sydney Jamboree here on the 28th of March. It was brought to us by Garrett, Summit Racing Products, Fuel Tech and Tough Streeters. Will be a fabulous event for anybody into the sport compact scene of racing.
Now, Bushy.
Yes, Adam.
You know they say a picture's worth 1,000 words?
Yes.
Let's just call this one picture's worth $1,000, maybe times 8 or 9 of it. So that's from Brodie Zappier's door slammer as he's done his burn, gone ahead in reverse. It's exploded, the rotor exploded, the caliper off.
So is that a carbon?
Yes, it is, yeah.
How did it explode the caliper off?
Like that.
Yeah, no, but that would be mounted substantially onto something.
Definitely, maybe when he's found the break points, found the crack, and then
yeah,
momentum's done the rest. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the situation that's put us in. As we move forward, looking at Brodie Davies in Pennywise. Mustang-powered Hemi.
All right, here comes Brodie Davies. Another pass here in the afternoon sun. Racetrack conditions changing a little bit now. The sun's still out. Been a fantastic afternoon here, but the racing surface now pretty much all in shade. So the temperature in that surface will start to slowly decline. What's it like outside, temperature-wise at the moment, Adam? Is it still warm?
Definitely cooling down a bit. So, cooler temperatures.
More horsepower.
Yeah, that's right. So the good thing having a good scrub, you want to create too much resistance here, so take advantage of the colder weather. And
well, I think the team just looking for a really good number of A to B passes. Get that baseline, get the confidence, and get the experience. For Brodie, I think it's all about seat time, but I say that as a humble commentator. Off to him and the team. For all of our races out there, it doesn't matter whether you're in Pro Slammer or Street Fighter, that you come out here and race. Occasionally, you might break a few things, but you bounce back and come back and continue to come out to Sydney Dragway and entertain us all. Davies' car moving left once again over towards the wall at the 330-foot mark.
Quick look up on the big screen replay. Takes off straight to left out of the box.
Yeah, no, it had eyes for the wall, and that's where it was going. Brady wisely, I think, getting out of the throttle on that one. And I think that concludes our top comp.
We move into Street
Chicago
Fighter.
Shootout. We're moving into Street Fighter now, brought to us by Jetta's HQ. And our first pair of the round is sitting in the water box. We have Cheryl Ogden in the green Commodore, dialed in with a 1548, taking on Michael Zara in the Statesman, dialed in with a 1589, Adam.
Nothing in this one either.
Nope. All right, both races away nicely, but a 007 on the tree for Ogden. Has a fair advantage here, over a 1/10 of a second up a sleeve. And doesn't take the win. 1561 with a 3, a little bit too far away from a dial in. Zara went 5 thousandths over it, I think, and took the win. So the Statesman moving on to the next round. Our next pair, Brianna Boscovich. Bosco Racing. Bosco Mechanical, Mobile Mechanical, 1386. The dial in, taking on Sean Dartnell, who's racing for the Motor Oil Store. Dartnell in the I-30. Dialed in with a 1665. Left with an 098 light. And will take the win. Boscovich, unfortunately, leaving the red light on the start line.
16.6 with a 6. Sorry, 16.66 with a 0 at 82. Move on to Alyssa Romeo, taking on Glenn Garlick. Glenn's here on behalf of Jay's Fabrications. Alyssa's here on behalf of In Touch Automotive, Personal Auto Parts Narellan, BP Race Fuels.
Did really good, Nick, this Commodore, actually.
Yeah.
.7 litre LS1 on board. 155 light, slightly better than that of Garlic.
Gonna be close to the end here, Bushy.
Will be close.
Wow.
Margin of victory, a 1/10 of a second. Garlic comes on around, or maintains the lead. Gets there first. Next up, we see Glenn Featherston and Nicholas Virilis. Featherston in the Commodore, dialed in with a 1515. Oh, wow, how good are the lights on these two? Featherston with an 057, but you think, oh, that's pretty good. Virilis comes out and says, I'll do better, 002. And the Falcon driver with an advantage.
Goes, and I'm going to go around here, and I'm going to take the win.
Well,
1481 with an 8 at 90. And he said, Glenn put his foot in the brake because he thought he had it, but unfortunately the 1536 didn't help.
No, I think maybe he was hoping to push him to a breakout. Next up, we have Steve Hurstler in the green Commodore Ute, dialing with a 1347, taking on a Jaden Melham. Melham for DKCJ Logistics in the Fiat, dialed in with a 1370. So only around about half a light, the gap on the Christmas tree. The Fiat has around 600s up its sleeve off the start line. And unfortunately goes too quick by 200ths of a second. 1368 with a 0 on a 1370. Handing the win back to Steve Hurstler.
Up next, David Matasevic in the DCM Consulting TD Cortina, taking on Chris Samet, the Frendo Brothers Transport and Borg Racing.
Now moving into Super Street. Brought to us by Power Plus Race Fuels. Matasevic dialed in with a 10.57. Zamet in the rocket lane, 11.58. Here's a second head start going to the Commodore. .097 for Zamet and .091 for Matasevic. 6,000s in the start line. And it will be Matasevic gets there by 300ths of a second with a 10.61 on a 10.57. Takes the win at 123 miles an hour. Next up, we'll see Peter Varillas in the FPV Falcon. Dialed in with 11.99, taking on Adam James. That very, very nice XY utility for OAC Engineering. 10.01, the dial in for the utility. Gets away with an 0.30 light. That's over 2/10 up his sleeve. Will be past it around half track, yes. And should see the win here unless he goes too quick. 10.36 with a 7 on a 10.01 to take the win. Our next pair will be Alan Stevenson in the HB Tirana for Power Plus Race Fuels, taking on Henry Spikak, sponsored by his retirement. .067 on the tree for Spikak in the utility. And we'll take the win. 11.96 with a 6 at 116 miles an hour. Next up, we'll see Dennis Plassis, Aiden Stutchbury. Very red lights, but Plassis left the start line first. Stutchbury went 015 red as well, but Plassis already left the light on the tree. Stutchbury checking the dial in. Our next pair will be Bruce Gruber. Dialed in with 11.97. Getting all wild and woolly in the burnout down there is Bruce Gruber. 11.97 his dial in. Taking on Scott Patterson in the rocket lane. Dialed in with a 10.75. Patterson with a fair weight here, 1.2 seconds. Well, Gruber with a much better light. Rodeo with a little bit of work to do. Gruber goes too fast, goes an 11.89 with a 5 on 11.97. Up, we're going to see Jack Matasevic for Modern Style Kitchens down there in the XD Falcon. 11.34 his dial in, taking on Corey Stutchbury. Stutchbury in the rocket lane, dialed in with a 10.58. For Signs in No Times, Shorty's Performance, dialed in racing. Oh, Matasevic went 0.58 red on the tree. Dutchbury right on the dial in. 10.59 with a 4 on a 10.58. Matasevic just under it, but the race was lost on the start line for him. Now moving into Super Sedan, brought to us by Go Logistics. And our first pair, Peter Villaris for Go Logistics in the XT Falcon, dialed in with a 9.29. He's in the aeroflow lane, taking on Jamie Turner. Dialed in with a 9.80, so the VK will be chased. 006 red for the VK. Villaris probably a bit lucky there. Goes 9.32 with a 9 on a 9.29 dial in. And he also went red, but Turner had already dropped the red light. Our next pair, Simon Bonello in the Silver Falcon, dialed in with a 9.10. Taking on Dave Gruber in the Strip Rat. Dark Purple Tirana dialed in with a 9.28. Wheels up launch for both cars, and 0.25 on the tree for Gruber. We'll see the win light. Bonello leaving the red on the start line. And a 9.34 with a 9 at 1.42 for Gruber. Next up, we'll see Michael Milosevic dialed in with an 8.73 in the Ford Capri. Taking on Jimmy Raptis in the Dodge Dart, who's dialed in 9.35. 0.6 of a second head start going to the Dart. 0.29 to an 0.12. Milosevic, a little bit up his sleeve here. Will he convert at the top end? Yes, he does. Raptis goes too quick, 9.33 with the 5 and a 9.35. Got there first, but too fast, handing the win back to the Capri. Our next pair, we'll see Wayne Burke in the green Cortina, dialed in with an 8.89, taking on Jared Wood, who's dialed in with a 9.0. Wood racing for Pat's Tyre Service. Carried the wheels nicely for the Falcon, goes 0.14 on the tree. And through the finish line, 9.05 with a 7. At 147 miles an hour, we're seeing a rash of red lights in this round of Super Street and Super Sedan. Our next pair will be Ross Bilby dialed in with the 9.60, taking on Nathan Cowie in the Suzuki Mighty Boy. Another red light. Bilby goes 0.21 red. Cowie takes the win, 9.29 with a 2 on a 9.10. Naomi Dyson taking on Paul Papacosta. The Firebird dialed in with a 9.05 in the aeroflow lane for BNS waterproofing. 8.83 with a 0. the dial in for Papa Costa and the Go Logistics Ford Capri. Dyson leaving the red light on the start line. 027 red, 079 green for the Capri. And an 883 with a 1. On an 883 for Papa Costa, that a thousandth over the dial in for the Capri with an 079 light. Our next pair rolling up to the start line, Nathan Watt and Jimmy Gennaro. Watt in the black VL, dialed in with an 894. Gennaro in the Ford Cortina, dialed in with a 926. Oh, 017 on the tree for the Cortina. Nice light for Gennaro to an 090 for Watt. These two raced each other plenty of times, I'm sure. I think the Cortina will take it by 0.08 of a second. 928 with a 1 on a 926. At 137 miles an hour.
Crossover now, Singer run here, Bushy, for Jason Field. Looking for an 871.
Yep, he's got the solo. Waiting for perfect roofing. That's how it's spelled. And Ron Burgundy.
I hope he doesn't do the roof as cat fur or something.
041 on the tree. Very experienced racer. Kind of missed the Ford Pilot though, not going to lie. 890 with a 3 in 155 miles an hour on an 871.
Up next to Junior Dragsters.
Yep, certainly looks that way. Of course, brought to us by Speed Flow Performance Products.
I still can't get over what happened to Brody with the brake. Just having a look at it.
Well, better to find it there than a little bit further down the racetrack after a run.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll have to put that together and post it up later tonight.
All right, we can see our Junior Dragsters rolling under the tunnel now as we speak. This is for their...
Limo 2, Limo 3?
3.
3?
3 of 5 of the field, halving in size with each round. Track looking unreal in the early evening sun.
Just a nice feeling of ambiance. The aura is real. So much aura. Quick shout out to Sika on YouTube. Welcome back, mate. Mad Cow, good to see you again. A couple of regulars coming back through on the YouTubes.
All right, Junior Drag Bike. Going through their burnout procedure, we're going to see Anastasia Lucky in the aeroflow lane, dialed in with a 965, taking on Adam Jordan. Jordan in the rocket lane.
Anastasia's here on behalf of Lucky Stickers and Decals, Heavy Duty Magazine, 666 Rust Race and Customs.
And Adam Jordan racing for SNR Pro Motorcycle Tuning.
Anastasia takes off.
All very even on the tree.
Love a mischief from Anastasia.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like one of them was giving the limiter a test. 865 with a 2 on an 850 for Jordan to take the win on the round. 77 miles an hour. Our next pair already at the start line. We have Lincoln Bonwick from Hoxton Park. I was a bit worried there. I thought that was I thought it started to knock at the end of the burnout, but it was one of the juniors starting up.
No, I think, yeah, Chris was doing his burnout. Lincoln was doing the coming up to the tree, and it sounded like one of them would have knocked, but it's because the other one started before the other one.
So I wasn't the only one that had that thought.
The juniors fired up as the bike was doing the burnout. And
I was going to say, that's not good. 1250 the dial in for Bonwick. A 980 for Davidson. Bonwick with the better light. Will Davidson be able to chase him down? Not from here, I don't think. And a 1276 with a 5 on a 1250 will take the win.
so Lincoln did roll out of it, did the smart thing, looked behind, saw he was going to take it. Bit of strategy.
Well, he's got the experience now. He's been running this category for a couple of years. He took home the runner-up, I think, in 24, if memory serves me right, and the win in 25 for the championship.
As we move on to the junior dragsters.
Yeah, of course.
Jake McNamara taking on Marcus Princey.
So, McNamara down there in the aeroflow lane. Got him with a 795. Here we go. 1198 the dial in for Marcus Princey.
Jake dialed in with a 795. Marcus has dialed in with 1198. So we'll see Marcus take off in about a 3-second delay, Bushy. 4-second delay. 3, 4.
3 or 4.
3, 4, 6, 7. All right. So Marcus takes off.
Oh, nice light.
Jake eagerly awaits. Off he goes.
Oh, nothing in it. 7th hour on the start line. Will Jake be able to chase him down on the finish line? It'll be the answer.
Yes,
he does. Goats there by 200ths of a second. 798 with a 7 on a 795. Princey just running a little bit off that dial in.
Wow.
I don't think McNamara lifted there. I think he stayed in it.
How good is Junior Dragster?
Yeah. As I say, 7th hour in the start line. Remind me to talk to you about something off air. One of the camera angles that we used to have.
Oh, yep.
Yep. On track now we have Jaden Burnasev taking on Aubrey Maggs. Burnasev racing for Harryx 3D and North Rocks Auto Centre. Dialed in with an 857. We'll get the head start over Aubrey Maggs. It's racing for Road Warrior Trailers, Speed Flow Performance Products, Landing Oils and Scruffy.
Oh, no.
Jaden went 37 thousandths too soon. Aubrey also went too soon. So Maggs will move through to the next round. Runs an 8.09 with a 0 on an 8.06. Ooh, this will be a good one, Adam. Two of our more experienced local racers on the racetrack right now. Zane Condello, current Australian #1.
Taking on Alex Rafalo there, Bushy.
Yeah, there's not that much in the dial-ins. However, an 8:02 on the tree for Condello. 7:69 on the dial-in boards for Rafalo. A fraction under 3/10 of a second, the head start. Rafalo, he'll have to rely on the horsepower and the big speed to get around Condello at the top end, I think. Both cars been running really consistently. Oh, Rafalo, very, very shallow. Condello equally as shallow. That bottom white light just flickering. Oh, Condello went red.
Oh, wow.
005. They both went red. Rafalo went 041 as well. And a 768 with a 4 at 83 miles an hour for Rafalo.
Absolutely
Wow.
nothing's in them. We go for another solo here from Johnny Lucci from the VP Race Fuels Lucci Civil.
Lucci rolling up to the start line. He's a junior dragster for Lucci Civil. And 141 on the tree, 1.9 seconds to the 60 foot. And through the finish line, 819 with a 9, 82 miles an hour at the finish line. And I think that was our last car in Junior Dragster. See our top sportsman races being pushed under the tunnel. Our next category out.
That's right, mate. Top Sportsman, presented by Mixed Metal Roofing.
They're starting to get to the pointy end of racing as well.
All right, said moving into top sportsman. Leo Georges from Rocky Levitin and Sons in the Ford Escort panel van. He's looking at an 898 on his dial in, so hoping to improve or get close to that, so to speak. He's here supported by Queanbeyan Engine Services, Motor Oil Store, NB Design, all the way from Long Beach in New South Wales. .021 reaction time from Leo, 1.2 on the 60, 5.7 on the 8. Goes through on a 9.03 with a 149. We move on to the next two. We've got Scott Cousins with a 2J, taking on Nathan Cooper in the Gemini. Scott Cousins, the Datsun 1200 Coupe, 2JZ under the hood. Nathan's got the Holden Gemini, the small block 370 under the bonnet. Nathan's our 2025 runner-up. He's here on behalf of Sunround Race Cars, Power Plus Race Fuels, and All Vehicle Services. Nathan's chasing a 835. Scott's in with a 760. So Nathan will take off first. About just over a second's difference here before Scott goes in on the chase. And Scotty's unfortunately made a little bit of a jump here, giving Nathan the win. 829 with a 6. At 163. Scott did a 952 with an 8 at 129. As David Whitmore comes through with the Grants Performance Chevy Nova. Here on behalf of Power Plus Fuels. He's lining up against Darren Moody, the SCF Race Cars Rodeo. As he gets the headlight on signal. Darren comes through, going to redo the burnout. David styled in a 779. So he'll be chasing Darren. Darren has an 840. Darren will be taking off with David chasing.
Whitmore's car over towards the wall on the hit, Adam.
Nice, and there, we'll have a quick look. We'll save that one, have a look at it.
Yeah, he was back over towards the wall at the top end of the racetrack as well. 045 green on the tree, ran a 777 with the 7 on a 779. What do you got on the replay?
So have a quick look at this one while Michael's just going to tip the tree here. So if you have a look here, left-hand lane gets close to the wall, right-hand lane gets close to the wall.
And Whitmore has another look. He gets closer to the finish line.
So Michael's, I believe he's just going to take the beam here, take it as a buy. There we go.
Which is more than entitled to do, obviously.
100%.
You know, these cars have a little bit
strategy,
of
mate.
Yeah, have a little bit of between round maintenance, wear and tear, and obviously the cost to run the car as well. So if he can save a round and move on around, if he's confident in where the car's going to run and how it's going to perform, there's no point in tearing your parts up. Looks like modified Eliminator will be our next category out. If the staging lane camera doesn't tell me lies. And LeBaron will move in to the next round of Top Sportsman.
LeBaron.
LeBaron.
All right. As the modified come through the tunnel, proudly brought to you by Platinum Powder Coating. Don't forget, contact Louis for all your powder coating needs. 0403 382 484. All right. Chelsea Smith?
Yep.
So I feel like I've done this before now.
Sponsors? Oh, we haven't got the name up yet. Stop, slow, traffic control.
Yes.
APM.
Yellow and Black Motorsport.
Yellow and Black
JM Auto Repairs. Tony Smash Repairs. Mark Allen Bull. And the Spitzer. Shy Automotive Mechanical. And Shy Performance at QOE.
What I want to know is why Beauty Boutiques is not on there. Sister should be supporting a sister. No?
Maybe there's enough inner beauty that she doesn't need it.
No. It's not about the actual beauty. It's about the money you make.
Oh.
That's where I'm going.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like, why does she need me?
No,
to be honest.
I may be silly, but I'm not a fool. Or however you want to put that. Financially supported. I didn't stipulate. Sorry, Adam.
No.
All right, taking on Mark Bull. This should be a pretty close race. We've got 0.2 of a second, half a light between the two races.
Nice and close one.
Two different ways to go racing. Big block versus small block.
Here we go. He's jumped.
007 on the tree on the red side. Ooh.
What will Chelsea get?
She went 015 on the tree. Went 756
Nice.
with a 6. So 4th hour, yes, 4th hour under the dial-in, I think.
Well, it's lucky that he jumped, because it would have been awkward.
Well, I mean, perhaps, or she's probably stayed in the throttle where she might have maybe just eased off.
That's understandable.
She's already seeing the winning light flashing on her side of the tree. Next up, we're going to see Brooke Rapazada taking on Daniel Moore. I think this will be a good race. Both drivers very close to their dial-ins, very good on the lights all day long. We saw Daniel Moore already receive an award for best package during round number 1 of eliminations here today.
All right, 3-4, 3-5.
A thousandth of a second between
Brooke
the
is
two.
chasing this one down. Will she get Daniel? She will. 7-12 with a 7 at 190.
18 10,000ths of a second across the finish line. Absolutely nothing in it. And I'm glad I picked that one. 18 10,000ths of a second between those two. There was 1,000ths in the start line, and so there was 17,000ths in the rest of the run.
Wow. It's the blood growing.
Yeah, it does.
As we move on, next one.
I can tell.
Jess Turner, the 2025 champ, taking on Alan White in the 23 T-Bucket. Jess is here. She's on behalf of Higgins Raceheads, Dominator Converters, Kevin Auto Parts, Wild Inc., and PTHP. She's dialed in with a 757. Alan's dialed in with an 855. So Alan's going to take off. It'll be about just under a shy of a second there for Jess will take off afterwards. Both with the small block Chevs.
Two very different ways to go racing. White, a former Australian champion in the class. Oh no, I was just going to say, is this a staging duel where neither racer wants to go in? Turner bumps in. White now in. Tree comes down for White. Oh, another race, 1,000ths of a second in the light. Turner, the smallest of small advantages.
Wow.
But breaks out.
859 with a 7 at 150. 756 with a 1 at 175. As Bushy has said, a slight breakout there from the 757 she needed.
Yep, 9th hour too quick for Turner, handing the win back to Alan White. The crew rejoicing down there on the start line. Another round closer.
All right. Tony Rogers in the House of Raps BF Falcon taking on the Falcon here from in the real street class. Got 11:18 dialed in for Tony. Falcon's dialed in with 11:39.
It's only 2/10 in this one. Half a light.
086 from the Falcon. Looks like the Utes gonna have to try and chase this one down.
I don't think that's going to happen here. I think the Falcon's going to go too quick. Oh no, jumped.
Hits the brakes just in time. 12:03 with a 6 at 89 from the Silver Falcon. Tony Rogers goes through. Unfortunately, not in time. So move on to Christina Hunter in the VT Calais and the Dad and Pro Draw Design. Connor Anios, the VE Commodore, our 2025 runner-up.
Yep, near enough a second head start going to the blue Commodore. Connor Arrhenius.
LS3 in the VT, 6 litre in the VE.
.291 on the tree for the Rocket Lane to a 170. Hunter with the advantage and converts to a win. Got there first by 0.03 of a second. 11.21 with a 5.
All right, here we go. The SRT Grand Cherokee. Tina's Candy Shop for the food. East Coast Customs for the custom work.
Yep.
The SRT for the engine work. Dramatic Racing for the tuning and all the preparation. And RVA Transmissions for the transmission. Tick, 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 tick. Not a bad list of sponsors right there.
No, not a bad runner either. 12.42
Yeah.
on the dial in. 0.33 on the tree.
Let's see if Steve Ryan can come and chase him down.
He hasn't got that big a gap to make up. He went 0.65 on the tree. The SRT out in front, but the Commodore drove around him. 11.73 with a 5 to take the win at 110 miles an hour. Our next pair, Roddy Balgowan, a winner in last year's championship, taking on Jamie Nielsen for Black Panther Racing. The XR6 Turbo. 11.45, the dial in for Jamie. For the red Commodore to get the lead on the start line.
Oh 47 to 039 reaction times. Will Jamie be able to get to Rodney? I don't think
Not
so.
from there.
Oh, maybe. Oh, 12.21 with a 5 at 106. Jamie comes through. 11.58 with a 7.
Only 100th across the stripe there, Adam. There wasn't much in it, I think. Balcoa might have got on the brakes a little bit aggressively or a little bit early.
If he didn't hit the brakes, he probably would have gone over there.
Yeah.
Do a solo here for Dale Samuelson in the Fierce Motorsports Ford Caprice here on Hurry Racing Team Real Street Races of Australia. 12.20 is the number he's looking for. Now 12.23 he gets at 113.
Not a bad pass for a solo.
All right, Sean Dartnell looks like down here in the Rocket Lane.
Yeah, taking on Steve Hersler. We're moving into Street Fighter. All brought to us by Jetta's HQ. Hersler dialed in with a 13.47. A 16.65 for Dartnell in the I-30. Will the I-30 claim another scalp?
The mighty 30.
He's on his way. Hersler with a slightly better reaction time.
Here he comes, like a freight train. Will it be long enough though? Sean Dartnell takes the win.
Gets there by 0.06 of a second across the finish line.
16.82 with an 8.
Glenn Garlick and Nicholas Varillas, two pretty experienced racers in this category. Glenn Garlick in the airflow lane, dialed in with a 15.20. Varillas with a 14.70. Oh, Varillas, unfortunately, giving away 0.21 of a second on the start line. Garlic went too fast. Breaks out, runs a 15.19
Oh,
with a
wow.
5 on a 15.20, handing the win back to Varillas.
Like the Varillas family happy with that one.
They are. When your luck's in, it's in.
Team forward. All right. As Michael Zara, WH Statesman, takes the line. Looking for a 15.87 on the finish.
And Michael runs on through for a 15.88 with an 8. Nothing too shabby about that. 87 miles an hour. Moving into a Super Sedan now. Brought to us by Go Logistics. Oh no, this is Super Street. I'm sorry, Adam.
Yep. Well, thank you for Go Logistics anyway. And
Yes.
thank you to Power Plus for doing Super
Yes.
Street. We like to just, anytime we can fucking.
There are orange shoots on the racetrack right now.
What, the Redeo versus the XY. Scott Patterson from Patterson Mechanical Repairs. He's dialed in at 10.74. Adam James, OAC Engineering, is dialed in at 10.01. So it'll be just about a yellow light and two yellow lights difference, like you can see there. As Adam James takes off for the hunt after Scott. Will Pato take the win?
Falcon with a small advantage on the start line converts to a win. Pato.
Because Pato blew out, he went over.
He did.
So Adam James will take the win at 10.06 the one at 1:33.
And Pato's 200s under the dial in.
Bit too quick, that one. David Matasevic, Ford Cortina, DCM Consulting, taking on the Corey Stutchery, Old In Racing, Shorty's Performance. Signs in no time.
$10.58 to a 10.57. We're not going to see the difference here on the start line.
Corey's red lit, unfortunately. Not the run, not the result he wanted. David Matasevic will power through here. He just has to get under the 10.50. There we go. Over, sorry. 10.54. He blew out, but
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all won and in that situation. It's
too
all
late.
won and lost up here.
It's when you need like 200 shot just for giggles and.
Yeah. Just to send it so you can four-way flash across the finish line.
Not in 4 different directions, hopefully.
Aiden Stutchbury dialed in with a 10.43 in the aeroflow lane, taking on Henry Spickhack. Henry's been doing really well here today in the Holden utility.
Over 85 reaction time from Henry.
Doing well.
How does Aiden go against Henry? 11.97 with an 8 at 1.11 for Henry to take the win. Aiden went through a 10.45 with a 4 at 1.27.
He's closing in on him pretty quickly. There was 400ths the gap on the finish line. Spickhack led from start to finish there. And that concludes this round of Power Plus Racing Fuels Super Street.
Now it's time for Super Sedan.
Yep.
Half of Go Logistics.
Yes. If in doubt, read the schedule.
That's it. For your logistics needs, check out Go Logistics.
Then Jason Field pushing through under the tunnel. I dare say that car perhaps with the solo maybe. We'll soon see.
All right, so they're moving in. Jared Wood, Pat's tyre service, Ford Falcon in the Nardo Grey X. Got the 440 under the bonnet. Taking on Jason Field in the perfect roofing for Telstar. The 427 under the hood. Nine zero is dialed in by Jared. Jason's moved in with an 871. So only 0.3 difference here. We'll see the Nardo Grey hypothetically take off first.
Is it? It's silver, is it not? I think it's silver.
Silver?
Yeah. Yeah,
This is the Falcon pair we had before, isn't it? You're
Yes.
saying in the light now.
Oh, no, it's grey now, but it's a silver colour.
Yeah, he's changed it. No.
It's one of those hyper colours that you can put water on it. It's
Yeah.
a different colour. All good. Did be a really nice wheel stand in the first round of qualifying. He's not looking for one of them right now, I can tell you, because need to be on his game.
Oh,
Field went 003, red by 3 thousandths. Wood will move into the next round.
Road crosses the line. 930 with a 6 at 134.
Yeah, I think roll out of the throttle there.
Jason's gone through an 893 with a 4. As get Nathan Cowie with the mighty boy. Coming here from Cowie Science, small block Chev 400, taking on Peter Varelis in the Go Logistics track sponsor. Ford Falcon. Oh, what a wheelie there from Peter.
Around that 60-foot stunt with the rear wheels. 051 on the tree for the Falcon to an 080 for the Mighty Boy. The Falcon will be back for the next round. Got there by 84 10,000ths of a second across the finish line. A 930 with a 5. 145 mile an hour at the top end.
Let's have a quick look at Peter's wheelie here before these two take off. Left-hand lane. And to the moon. Back on it. Across back to our live pictures here. Michael Belisowicz, Muller's Truck Repairs for Capri, our 2025 champion. Paul Koska, the Go Logistics Ford Capri track sponsor. And the Windsor 440. Paul's dialed in 881. Michael's is 873. Absolutely nothing in that.
No. Definitely not. Talking hundredths of a second. Here's the stagger on the tree, but an 013 for Milosevic in the Capri. Side by side, one of them off the throttle. 23 10,000ths of a second across the finish line. Papa Costa went 881 with a 6. That's 2 runs in a row that Gold Capri has run within the 1,000th of the dial-in.
Absolutely awesome. All right, Dave Gruber, LJ Tirana for Lit Consulting, Specialist Tyres Towing, Jim Denaro Chassis, our 2025 runner-up in at the Rocket Lane. David's dialed in a 931, Jim's in with a 925. So Dave will take off by just a smidge, but we won't be able to tell from up here. As Jim brings the car slightly forward, locks in, away we go. A red light from David gives Jim the win.
Jimmy went 015 on the tree. Adam looking for that 925 at the finish line.
Wow.
927 with the 6 at 145 mile an hour.
Bro, what we might do, got a 10-minute track prep, get the cars ready. So when they come out, we're going to have the Boost Outlaws, Extreme Bike, and the Top Comp with the Top Door Slammers coming up after the break. Welcome back from our commercial break. We're here at the New South Wales State Championship Round 2 here at Sydney Dragway. We're just going to move back into our Chicago round of Booster Outlaws, proudly presented by iconico.com.au. Coming up after our Booster Outlaws, we've got our Extreme Bike, then we've got a Top Comp and Top Door Slammer, followed by our Junior Dragsters and Bikes. Moving on to Real Street, Super Gas, Mixed Mill Roofing Top Sportsman, and then further on, the Platinum Powder Coating and Modified. Just having a look at our live pictures here. Just waiting for our drivers to get prepped in their vehicles. I can see Curtis Reed getting the go-ahead down here. Chris Manx and the Bantam Altered in our rocket lane, just under the rocket sign there.
Nice strong burnout down there from Chris Manx. The turbocharged Altered. You barely hear it over the idle of Curtis Reed's rear engine dragster.
As we see Chris Manx, fast reverse. So Curtis Reed styled in with a 635. Chris Manx here with a 595.
So the Altered will wait one light on the tree.
Courtesy on behalf of AFT Plumbing Services, our 2025 champion. Chris Manx here, on behalf of Motorsport Connections.
All right, Reed into pre-stage. Waiting for Reed to move into full stage. Manx will have a fair bit to do here. He'll have to build boost in that car. Over 5.6 on the tree for Reed.
Curtis is going for it, Bushy. Takes the win, 641 with an 8 at 213. What a win.
Yeah, good run for the Reed team. It looked like Manx was hunting the centre line there for a fair bit. And I think the start line would have made that hard for Manx to catch that dragster.
So, Curtis Reed takes the chocolates for that one in the Chicago round.
That it does. We've got two more supercharged Outlaw cars under the tunnel, ready to fire. And we have Jeffrey Sargent down there in the Chevy Camaro and Tim Gruber in the Ford Cortina. 695 the dial in for the Camaro, Adam.
Yep, Jeff here on behalf of Positive Powder Coating, Platinum Powder Coating, Mixed Middle Roofing. As Bushy has just illustrated, 695 dial in for Jeff Sargent. We've got Tim Gruber over on the rocket lane, dialed in with a 748. So just over half a second difference here. He's here on behalf of Premium Engine Services as Jeff Sargent burns in. You see Tim enter frame of the camera. There we go. Who will take the win? Jeff dialed in with a 695. Tim dialed in with a 748. Just half a second. Jeff's going to sit on the line.
See Brittany Olive down there too.
Yep.
Adam, didn't see her come down the staging lanes.
Shane Olive there, crew chiefing. One of our top fuel dragster drivers.
All right, will it be Sedan or will it be a...
Oh,
wow.
Jeff's jumped.
010 red for Sargent in the Camaro. Cortina takes the win. 7:55 with a 9 on a 7:48 at 175.
And a 7:071 at 180 from Jeff.
A nice run. A nice light there for Gruber.
All right.
An 0:63.
Brittany Olive, A Civil Motorsports, Gulf West Noyles, MJ Mobile Mechanical. The Olive crew waits for the signal. So Brittany's dialed in a 6 flat. So 60, 601 would be perfect, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're aiming for. The car went really well on the last pass. I think it was a 612, I think, from memory. Getting quicker and quicker each time out. Wasn't that long ago, really. Well, actually, it probably is now, thinking how old I am. Used to watch a car similar to Brittany's in Top Alcohol, and I remember how ecstatic everyone was when they first started running 5 seconds, and here we are in supercharged Outlaws, and those cars now nudging 5 seconds. We saw a dial in there for Chris Menks for a 595, and I'm sure that with a little bit more time and a bit more testing, that car's going to run 5s quite easily. But I guess in saying that, in thinking about it, we now see Sedan, like top door slammer or pro slammer, pro mod cars now running low 5s, almost knocking on the door of a 4-second pass.
So with this solo on Bushy,
yes,
means that Brittany Olive will move on. It's Curtis Reed.
And that's for
next round.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Nice little burnout there from Brittany Olive. Shane Olive standing behind the car, guiding it back in. Some might say he's having a blast. Little sponsor plug there for him.
I see what you did.
You just got that.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. Nice work. See our junior dragster competitors assembling in the staging lanes for the next round of competition. Nothing like a methanol-fueled Hemi at idle. Only one thing better is the same engine wide open. A lot of clutch dust out of the dragster. 1009 to the 60, straight down the center of the airflow lane.
Nice. 634 with a 5 at 216.
Yeah, wow. 8th mile, 406 with a 5, 177 miles an hour. And a 634 with a 5, as Adam said, 216 miles an hour.
That moves on to extreme bike.
And we can see Ryan Franks down there in the airflow lane, taking on Diana Zapati. Looks to be the only two bikes coming out in this round. But Frank's laid down a good number on the previous run.
Versed Deanne last time as well, didn't he?
Yes, well, I think there's only the two bikes left in Extreme Bike at the moment. Had a few breakages, I think, throughout the day. These machines fairly highly strung, as you can imagine. They run 200 mile an hour. Turbocharged 1300cc machines, 1200cc's. As a party in the rocket lane. Both up on the two-step. 108 on the tree for Franks. See the flash of flame on the gear change.
Nice solid run here from Ryan.
Wow, 723 with a 6202 miles an hour.
Nice done. 787 and 8 at 167 from Deanne.
That's virtually what she ran during qualifying, so that team definitely got a good baseline with that machine. All right, we're now moving in to our top competition, and we're going to have our first of the Pro Slammers down on the start line in the airflow lane, and that will be Salim Matter for A Civil and ours Race Glides. Really appreciate the team coming out and laying down a show for the people here at the venue and those watching on the live stream. We had 6 cars at the start of the day, but I think there's been a little bit of mechanical carnage. The A Civil Mustang rolling forward through the water. Let's see what they can do.
Nice and straight from Salim. Really going down to the 8th here. Giving the crew members a leg day workout.
Yeah.
Comes down on our, see on a big screen here.
All right, let's see what Salim can do. The car's been wanting to turn left and right on each pass that he's done here today. Getting some valuable data. Let's see if he can get down the racetrack on this pass. On the two-step, moved around a little bit.
He's going for it.
Much better. Staying in the throttle all the way. Shoots out.
574 at 253. Let's bring that up on the big screen. Let's watch it again.
974 to the 60 on that one, Adam, too.
All right, left lane, obviously. Dead hooked. Solid.
Yeah, nice. See the crew rejoicing there. They've obviously made some adjustments back in the pits and certainly made the car behave, I think, how they wanted it to. The car was doing 200 mile an hour at half track. Nice pass for the A-Civil Mustang.
Up next, Pennywise, Brody Davies, high-grade laser profiling, GP8 building.
Oh.
Just give a quick crank rotation. We'll give it another start. Try and push the fuel back out. All right, here we go. MSCN, Speedflow, stand 21. Unfortunately, crew aren't happy with it. Gonna roll it back out, which means wishing we're moving on to our juniors, the dragsters, and the bikes.
It certainly looks the way if we follow the schedule.
Yeah, we might follow up with Brody and the team and see what they think it might be later on.
Well, hopefully it's an easy fix if there is. Maybe there's an oil pressure issue or something, or something not coming up to.
Mate, with fuel pricing these days.
I'd be worried if a pro slammer racer said that they're worried about the cost of fuel.
Number 5, thanks, mate.
Number 5. I know it's an expense, but you know, that's probably the cheapest part of their racing today.
Wonder if they're running power plus race fuels.
We'd have to ask the question.
See Brady jumping out of the car. All right. Junior Dragster time. Proudly brought to you by Speedflow, Australian-made performance hose fittings. Alex Ruffalo and the team getting in the Rocket Lane, Aubrey Mags, and the Road Warrior trailers, Speedflow Performance Products, Atleticals, and Scruffy getting ready in the aeroflow lane. Aubrey's dialed in with an 807. They fire up. Alex has dialed in with a 769 bushy, so not a lot of difference there. Maybe it's one light's difference.
Yeah, virtually. By our eye, it'll be one light. All right, so car in the aeroflow lane will leave first. Be chased down by the blue Sydney Waterscapes car.
All right.
So this is for a spot in the final here today. We know one of those finalists already coming out in the next pair or the next run. So Mags in the aeroflow lane, got him with an 807, as Adam said. Taking on Alex Ruffalo in the rocket lane, dialed in with a 769. Sydney Waterscapes team pretty keen to get themselves into a final, as would the Road Warrior Trailers team. They're making a fantastic effort here at Sydney Dragway to make sure they attend as many of our track champ days as they can, coming all the way out from Victoria. Not sure what's going on down there for Aubrey. A fair bit of work around the back end of the car. Started just walking over and saying,
Tactical, mate, tactical.
You reckon?
I definitely don't think so.
I'd hope not, but you know. I know Jason's definitely not like that.
No. Both in pre-stage. Aubrey's ready to go. Alex is locked in.
Oh, 023 on the tree for Mags. 063 on the tree for Ruffalo. Ruffalo with a fraction of work to do.
Wow.
Didn't get there. 810 with a 1 for Aubrey Mags at 80 mile an hour. Got there by 300ths of a second.
771 for Alex. As we look down here, Jake McNamara. Fine Line Motorsport, Bank of Nana Pop.
Sound like the idle speed dropping a fair bit there for McNamara. Brett just gets a little bit of a tune. 797, the dial in for Jake. He could run whatever he likes here. But I'm sure that he'll want to...
page up. Boost.
He'll page up on the NA boost. And I'm not sure if that works with the car, Brett.
Set to kill.
Oh, yeah, but that's Brett leading it out on the screw. It's already set. All right,
here he goes.
Into full stage. What can he cut on the light? Oh,
wow.
goes 000.
Triple O reaction time.
000 light. Perfect reaction time for Jake. And runs on through for a 798 with a 1. That's certainly good for the confidence.
Holy moly. Triple O reaction time's unreal.
I think there'd be a smile under that helmet, just quietly. If there's not, there's something wrong. All right, moving into junior drag bike now. And we see Christopher Davidson and Anastasia Lucky. 980 to a 980. They're going to run heads up. Rev's starting to build both races into full stage. The tree counts down. Similar in their action times. Davidson goes 255. The 284 for Lucky. And Davidson will take the win. Points 985 with an 8 on a 980. Gets there by 0.24 of a second. Nice burnout down there from Adam Jordan on board the Yamaha R3. 850 his dial in. We'll have to be patient on the start line. We've got 4 seconds head start being given to Lincoln Bonwick on board the Honda.
All right. Lincoln's here on behalf of Bonwick and Antonazio Racing, Follow Batteries, Preston Chevrolet Cycles as he takes off.
Oh.
Management Fuel Delivery Systems, SR Pro Cycles. Adam Jordan takes off 036 and 026.
Yeah, wow. These two bringing their A game to the last round of Chicago Shootout. It will be Delios will get there. The win.
He takes the win.
By 600ths of a second, goes 1269 with a 4 on a 1250.
Happy Karen down at the tree.
Jordan left the start line with a cracker of a light, but the bike running 2.5 tenths away from the dial in. So the next time we see the junior competitors, it will be their final round.
All right, Steve Warren coming out in the real street category versing Connor Anios. On is our 2025 runner-up. Get the VY Commodore in there for lane.
Riding with 1163. Arenios in the blue VE, dialed in with a 12 flat. 1 light. Head start going to the rocket lane. Rolling up to the water now. Steve Warren in the white machine. Connor Anios in the blue machine.
As I mentioned, white car 1163, Con the 12 flat, so he'll take off. About 2 yellow lights difference here.
One.
Oh, one a smidge. All right.
The blue car with the advantage off the start line, Adam. Will he convert that to the win? And he does. Goes 12.07 with a 6 on a 12 flat. Gets there by 200ths of a second. Next up, Dean Merchant. in the FG XR6, taking on Rodney Balgowan for GT Customs. The last of their Chicago Shootout rounds.
All right. Eye for detail, Sonnecar supporting Dean as he goes to the chase for Rodney.
002 on the tree for Rodney Balgowan in the rocket. 077 for Merchant.
Oh, he takes it. He went around. 11:45 with a 4. 1:15.
Yeah,
What a close run.
Yeah, Balgowan running around 2/10 off the dial in there. Next up, we'll see Christina Hunter in the VT Calais. 11:18 the dial in. Taking on a very smoky Tony Rogers down there. We're going heads up. 11:18 to an 11:18.
Tony's here on behalf of House of Wraps and the WHP Streetcars. Christine's here on Pro Draw Design.
Heads up. So the Falcon Ute leaving the start line too early. It's pretty eager on the green. Hunter will take the round points. Checks the dial in, 11:21 with an 8 on 11:18. So if that's on a count back, that's certainly going to not be too bad. That's the other thing that you've got to watch with the Chicago Shootout, Adam, is the last round. It's very easy to turn around and go, oh, my competitor red lit, so I backed off. But if it goes to a countback, typically it's closest to dial in. If the points are locked up. Craig Collis in the SRT Jeep.
With Tina's number plates from Tina's Candy Shop.
Yeah. Borrowed Tina's car, that's what he's done.
And got it sponsored.
He got it sponsored. Just sign this for me before you go. Right, so 1-1-0-0 light for the SRT, taking on the Holden Caprice. Goes 147 on the tree, but not, I don't know if he's going to catch the Jeep at the finish line.
Wow. 12.67 with a 5 from the Jeep. 12.38 with a 2 from the Rocket Lane.
And the final car of this round of Real Street. The next time we see them, they'll be racing for the trophy. Starting to get to the pointy end of the night, Adam.
Certainly is, my friend. See Jamie Nielsen, Black Panther Racing. 11:45 on the board. Gonna be close. Too close.
No,
the wrong way.
Yeah, about 2/10 under. 11:24 with a 2. Moving into Super Gas. And we have Luke Romeo in the hot rod, taking on Nicholas Polito down there in the rocket lane. For Motorsport Parts and Service. Romeo for In Touch Automotive, Burson Auto Parts and VP Race Fuels. Oh, Polito, 2000's too soon. Romeo over towards the wall. Big step back to the right.
It's fighting left and right,
Yeah.
Bushy Luke.
I think getting out of the throttle there for Romeo.
Quickly watch this one before Anthony runs. If you look, he goes left, goes right. Then goes left again, it goes right. He's finding it all the way down. As Anthony Panetta comes out in the Holden Calibra against Joe Canzariti. Stanzariti. There you go. In Touch Automotive, our 24 and 25 champion. You asked for a 991, Joe will give it.
We'll see how good he is. I'm asking for a 990.
There you go.
That gives him 10,000 or 9,000 to play with. Not much. That's the Whitmore Nova that I can hear. Either that or Nathan Cooper's Gemini.
Over.
All right, here we go. Just waiting on Panetta to bump into full stage. 3 counts down, 0.49 to an 0.37. There's the throttle stops. The throttle stops are off. The Calibra out in front. Here comes the big speed for the Pontiac. And a 993 with a 4, 156 miles an hour. Gets there by 200ths of a second.
Anthony Panetta, 994 with a 4, 155. What a run.
All right, moving into Top Sportsman.
Auto Aspire Mix Metal Roofing. David Whitmore in the Nova with the tough burnout.
Definitely knows how to warm those rear slicks. Taking on Leo Georges. Riding with an 898 in the Escort.
Ford Escort, Carrot Rocket. All right, David in the airflow lane dialed in with a 777. So he'll be chasing Leo as he has an 898.
Oh, 36 thousandths of a second too soon for the Escort. Whitmore given the freebie. 776 with a 1 on the 777. 9,000 under the dial-in, which is very, very consistent for a supercharged car.
100% bushy. Mr. Consistent.
Our next pair for the final. So Dave Whitmore filling one final spot. Wow. Firewalling into the burnout for the Gemini.
Nathan nearly blew the bin over.
Yeah. I thought he'd said to John Summerunch that he'd calmed the burnouts down. Maybe it's only in the semis when he gets really excited for the final. I don't know. 829 the dial in for the Gemini. Michael Redding looking for his second final in a row. 769 his dial in.
Kaiser LeBaron.
Nice pair of lights on the start line. The Gemini with the advantage goes 0.19 on the tree. 0.35 for the LeBaron. Oh, with
Michael.
a big move. Oh, oh.
We'll save that one. All right.
Wow, how did he keep that upright, Adam?
Let's look at the replay, ladies and gentlemen, of this one up on the top end.
153 mile an hour and you change a
Rocket
full
lane,
lane.
right lane, ladies and gentlemen, at the end here we go.
How do
Fights
you
to
do
the
that?
right, bit hard to the left.
Oh,
Lucky he didn't get tangled in the parachute.
he
or
was
anything,
right
yeah.
beside.
Have a look at that one again up at the deep end.
Cooper wouldn't have been none the wiser. But look at how far it moves over. It moves
Yeah.
right to the
And
wall.
then it recovers
and then,
left. And
wow. Whew.
have a quick look at that one again up on the big screen. Cross to the right, pulls back to the left and swoop. Don't forget, this upcoming Wednesday, 18th of March, is our Aeroplay Race for Real drag racing, drifting, and burnouts coming to you on Wednesday. So if you like your drag racing, come on down. If you like your drifting, come on down. If you like your burnouts, of course you do. Come on down on Wednesday from 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 18th of March. And then following that, the Friday after that, the 20th, is our coming up bike night. Sydney Random Riders, Heavy Duty Magazine, Size, Harley Davidson, proudly presenting our bike theme night, discounted entry for our bikes. So if we have a look over, coming up next, the big one, Jamboree, 28th of March. Tough Streeters, Fuel Tech present Sydney Jamboree, handful of RBs, handful of the 2Js, also a bit of rotary action. So if you've been to a Jamboree before, you know this is definitely one of the events of the year not to miss. Then coming up that 3rd of April, Good Friday burnouts. 3rd of April. If you like your burnouts, come on down. Nice smoky action as we move back into the racing. We can see Chelsea Smith down there and the Stop Slow Traffic APM, JM Auto Repairs, Tony's Smash. And then Alan White in the T bucket. As we see Jake McNamara coming up to the cameras. Do his casual walk by here, Bushy.
If he's out there, who's doing the maintenance of the car?
There we go.
Because his other crew guy and all his other crew people are on the start line too. I think that's Will. That's Will down there.
Oh, is it?
Jake's older brother. Pretty sure.
Oh, you're there.
All right, Chelsea Smith in the aeroflow lane. 7.56 the dial in. Alan White, 8.56 for a whole second head start going to the tee bucket. Dragster Smith will have to chase him down. Someone's definitely trying to build heat in that engine down below us. I think...
Sounds like a Brittany Olive to me.
All right, here comes Mr. White. Counting down, I dare say, in his mind. He's hanging Chelsea out, testing her patience. 0-1-1 to a 1-0-1. Maybe that just unsettled the start line. He altered out in front.
Wow. 8.58 with a 4 at 150 from Alan White.
Yes, he got there. 8.58 with a 4, 150 mile an hour over Smith. 7.56 with a 1.
Yeah, with a 176.
Wow, it was coming at big top end speed for
Here
Smith.
Brooke Reposada. Stout burnout. BP Racing Fuels. Big block Chev, 632.
I just realised. So we've got McNamara in the final for Junior Dragster.
And White.
And his grandfather, Alan White, is also in the final for Modified Eliminator.
We need to write a petition to get Carlos into something and win.
I don't know if there's the ability for Brett to run 3 cars at a meeting like this.
Make an invitational or something.
Yes. Yeah, so Brooke Reposada on a solo.
I'm in the pits, wheels out there. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. I was going to say, passed away, but the camera didn't wave. I thought, that's not Jake. As Brooke Reposada takes off, chasing a 7.12.
018 on the tree. She has been killer on that start line all day.
How'd you do? 7.12, 7.12.
Total package there, 25 thousandths of a second. My quick math is correct.
Got to be happy with that.
And again at 190, just under 190 mile an hour.
All right, let's move into Super Street. Peter Villaris, Go Logistics. Here we are, the Power Plus Super Street. Paul Papacosta. As we see Peter Villaris in the water box getting ready for his burnout. I don't think you'd be happy with that one.
Oh, something not. No. Oh.
I don't know if
I wouldn't be running that.
Nah. One of them ain't firing, mate. Unfortunately, Peter. Of all times, mate.
On the plus side, it's a team car moving into the next round.
Fair.
If you have to draw a positive.
Yes. .157 reaction time there from Paul.
See what the Capri can run at the top end. He's done the last couple of runs all within a thousandth or so of the dial in.
Oh, wow. 880 dial in and did an 882 at 152. Did you see that Falcon change colour again, back to silver? Jared Wood, Pat's tyre service, Ford Falcon in the rocket lane. As Jim Naro does his burnout from the Denaro Chassis, our 2025 runner-up.
So do you know what this means? I can say this as a Ford supporter.
Yes.
This is the first time in a long time we had an all Ford semi-final and we're going to have an all Ford final in Super Sedan. So not only the body of the car, it's actually running a Ford power plant. All four cars with a Ford power plant. Wow. The stars do align sometimes.
It is. The stars are aligning, mate.
Now, will it be Jimmy Denaro or will it be Jared Wood to take on the Ford Capri of Paul Papacosta? 016 on the tree for Denaro. 024 for Jared Wood. Neck and neck at the finish line.
Oh, Jimmy.
And Jimmy gets it by 200ths of a second across the finish line.
9.26 for the 9 at 1:41 from Jim. Jared does a 9.03 with a 7 at 1:46. So we move into the bit of bike action.
Yep, and we have our modified bike, yes.
Proudly brought to you by bikereview.com.au.
Joshua Bukareshli have dialed in with a 970, giving a 2-second head start to Siraj Singh.
I wonder if Gareth Wilcox is still on. We watch Josh and Siraj head down.
Singh gets there first.
Bit too quick.
Yeah. Got there first by 0.8 of a second, so something going away there for Bukareshli.
0.8 too quick when you're dialing. Is that?
No, he got there by 0.8.
Yeah, but
across the finish line here.
He dialed 11.7, did a 10.8.
Yeah.
So that's 1.11 something.
No, I'm looking at that.
Yeah, I understand.
Soon he passed
the difference.
The finish line first by 0.8 of a second.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, Albie Davidson, the Vinyl Tree, All Car Care Services, TD Motorsport. Gareth Wilcox in the chat, cheering him on. Jesse Barnes takes off, but unfortunately red lights on it.
Goes 012 red. Does Barnes, heading the win to Davidson.
9.17 with a 3 from Jesse.
Yep, and Davidson will take the win with a 10.84 with an 8. 139 miles an hour.
Back to the cars. We go into Super Sedan, is it? Oh, sorry, Street Fighter.
Yep. No, they just ran.
Just ran our modified bike.
They ran them out of order. That way. All right, Henry Spikak in the Holden Utility taking on David Matasevic.
Brought to you by Power Plus Racing Fuels. Kids of this generation, mate. They're making us look bad. Yep, see, Wilcox was in the chat.
Of course he would be. It's his bike.
I know.
He's got an invested interest.
I called him out. I said, Wilcox, where are you? And then he's like, afterwards. But yeah, here we go.
He's fixing something to drink.
No.
007
Half his luck.
007 on the tree for Spikak. Taking on Matasevic 070. 11.94 the dial in for Spikak. 10.53 for the Cortina. It will be Spikak into the final.
Wow.
Taking on Adam James in the rocket lane. So it will be Ford versus Holden generational gap in the utilities.
Yeah. Good old Fords, eh?
Yeah. Oh, 84 on the tree, looking for a 10.01. For Adam James, what will he get at the finish line? 10.08 with an 8. 132 miles an hour. Looks like we have Street bike, our next category. Brought to us by Heavy Duty Magazine. Their semi-final round. Paul Spance for Formation Riders on board the Kawasaki Ninja, taking on Bianca Azzopardi, Hardcore Lords and Azzopardi Racing.
Deanne down there cheering on Bianca. Oh, 1-6 from Paul in the reaction. Will that secure him when he crosses the line?
Got a fair margin up his sleeve here. And takes the win, 12.51 with a 0 on a 12.37. Paul Spence will be into the final. Will he be racing a Kawasaki or a Ducati? We'll find that out.
And with that, David Gill on the Kawasaki from Jervis Bay Real Estate, our 2025 championship winner. And on that Ducati is Colin Northcott.
Both races into the staging beams. The 10.17 for Robert Gilb. The 10.35 for Northcott. Gilb threw away on the start line, went 0.28 red. Northcott was pretty sharp with the 0.55.
I feel like Robert knows it.
10.47 with a 0 was the Ducati. 131 miles an hour. Next up, we'll see Jeddah's HQ Street Fighter.
Michael Zara, part of that series in the Statesman, taking on Nicholas Varelis, the XR6 Falcon. So Michael Zara is dialed in with a 1588 in the Aeroflow, so he'll take off first, and Nicholas will take off after him in the Falcon from the Rocket Lane. Just under a second difference here.
Not too much in the light here with 300ths of a second. Both O-lights, 0.89 to an 0.59.
Dave's just said he's put his foot on the brake here. He's playing with it and he's missed out. 14.75 with a 2 at 92.
The Varelis brothers down there, we can hear them celebrating through the track mics.
The Varelis Claire going absolute crazy down here in the VIP section too, but yeah. Sean Dartnell up next in the Mighty 30. Brought to you by Motor Oil Store, our 25 champion.
Good on the shift.
I know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything because I could just hear him going for it. So let's see how close he gets to his 16.8. 16.7, like clockwork, but in the wrong direction. All right, so 16.7 on his 16.8 and he did it at 82. So,
well, that's the beauty of having the bye run into the final. He can take the opportunity to assess whether he's done something different on that run, you know, run another 200 RPM on the shift, or, you know, something different to every other run that he's done? Or does he do the same thing and just drop the dial in fractionally down?
As we move into the junior bike final. And they'll get that prepared. See Lincoln Bonwick setting up in the aeroflow lane.
Yep, that's Adam Jordan.
Yep.
In the rocket lane.
Wait for our officials to give the go-ahead down at the halfway point as we just... Brilla's going nuts on the horn on the return road.
All right, Lincoln Bonwick in the aeroflow lane, dialed in with a 12.60. Adam Jordan dialed in with an 8.50. Jordan running for Managed Fuel Delivery Systems. SNR Pro Motorcycle Tuning. 163 on the tree for Bonwick. A 217 for Jordan. For the trophy, will it be gold or silver? And Lincoln Delios will take, Lincoln Bonwick, I beg your pardon, will take the win at 12.64 with a 4.49 miles an hour through the finish line. Adam Jordan taking home the runner-up, 8.67 with a 6 at 79 miles an hour. That was our final run for junior drag bike here tonight. Let's see our junior dragster competitors. Also in the lanes. Appreciate it this time of the night. The turnaround time is pretty limited, so we will give our racers opportunity to cool their vehicles down, go back to the pits, at least fuel them up, and allow them to come back to the start line.
Geez, Gareth, that sounds full on. So Albie's riding Gareth's bike because Gareth's had surgery to reattach his bicep tendons. Oh, wow.
It's pretty serious.
Drag racing is much safer than playing in the garden with the kids.
What was he doing in the garden with the kids?
Oh, he was pulling tendons apparently.
I don't know, just spinning them around or you know, swinging them on the leg or something. Wow.
So, if we just have a quick look at the staging area, push it up on the big screen, we can see the Road Warrior trailer and Jake McNamara's teams getting ready. The Road Warrior trailer team waving up at the TV. Oh, yep. Okay, yep. Thank you. Jesus Christ. See the lights of this thing?
On the golf buggy. Is that what I caught out of the corner of my eye?
I wonder what they look.
Flashing. Oh, wow.
I wonder what they look like on a Road Warrior trailer.
Good to see you guys in the final. Made a big effort to come up from Victoria here today.
I'll have to go check out these Road Warrior
Yeah,
trailers.
I think you should. Need to put your Porsche in one, Adam.
But yeah, that actually, we need to talk.
You and me, or Jason and you?
No, Jason. Unless you don't have trailers, do you?
Do I have trailers? No. I've got nothing to tow one. All right, I can hear one of the junior dragsters fired up. We have Aubrey Mags down there in the aeroflow lane. Dialed in with an 809. Taking on Jake McNamara. Dialed in with a 797. To the head start, going to the Mags machine. McNamara cutting a really good line into the semi. But he was on a solo. This is a little bit different. Has the competitor in the opposite lane. Mags racing for Road Warrior Trailers, Speed Flow Performance Products, Atlantic Oils and Scruffy. All right, see Jason out in front there of Aubrey's car. Been around drag racing for a long, long time. Ran junior dragsters as a kid against myself. Fantastic that he's now able to do this with kids of his own. All right, Aubrey into full stage. McNamara into pre-stage. We will see the car in the aeroflow lane leave first by about 1/10 of a second. 3 counts down.
Oh, 026.
026 on the tree for Mags to an 088 for McNamara. Who will run closer to the dial-in? It will be Aubrey Mags to take the win by 0.05 of a second across the finish line. 810 with a 4 on an 809. McNamara goes 798 with a 1 on a 797.
Congratulations to Aubrey Mags.
Well done to both competitors for making the final. It's 2 finals in a row for McNamara. Just to all of our racers down there in the pits and the staging lanes, we will be holding the trophy presentations in the cafeteria about 10-15 minutes after the last car runs down the racetrack.
All right.
Our next pair of cars out, we will see the Real Street Final. And that will be raced between Christina Hunter and Dean Merchant.
Street bike brought to us by Heavy Duty Magazine, Australia's #1 V-twin magazine.
What? No. It's all good. Real Street. Oh, don't tell me your graphics of malfunctioning. Real Street, Christina Hunter, 11:20 the dial in. Dean Merchant, the dial in is 11:39.
Just plugged me grid with this for free. Pro Draw Design, Calais.
Taking the eye for detail, FG XR6. Falcon in the rocket lane to lead first.
All right, back locked in, ready to go.
213 light for the Falcon to a 170 for Hunter in the Calais.
Falcon's coming around, Bushy. Oh, double break.
Yep, double breakout, 11.14 with a 4 on 11.20. We'll take it for Hunter. She got there first by 0.15 of a second. And we'll take the win. Broke out by the least. Had a little bit up her sleeve from the reaction time there.
Yeah, 100%.
And used that to her advantage.
Nicely done. All right. Right to street bike.
Our street bike finalists will be Paul Spence from Cabramatta for Formation Riders on board the Kawasaki Ninja. Dialed in with the 12:37. As Adam goes all ninja. What does he do?
Paul's getting ready to chop.
What does he do for Ducati? I don't know, but 11:40, the dial in for Northcott. Northcott with about a 10th up his sleeve. Chasing down that Kawasaki. And the Ducati will take the win. 10:49 with a 5 on a 10:40.
Well done, Colin Northcott. Up next, Mr. Dartnell, Mr. Varillas.
A bit of a local hit out here.
Oh, that's definitely the sound of the Falcon.
Yeah. All right. Dartnell in the I-30, dialed in with a 1670. Taking on Varillas' 1470. Exactly 2 seconds head start going to the I-30. Oh, Varillas with a cracker of a light. 004 on the tree. Brought his A game to the final. Got nearly 2 tenths up his sleeve over Dartnell. And Varillas will take the win. 1487 with a 5. 91 miles an hour. Got there by 0.05 of a second. Congratulations to Nicholas Varillas. Moving into our modified bike now. Their final round. Brought to us by bikereview.com.au. We have Joshua Bukareshvili.
Yep. With Albie Davidson and Gareth Wilcox on YouTube.
Bukareshvili have dialed in with a 970 in the airflow lane. Will be chased by Davidson on the Purple Monster.
Must be a bit of delay. Nice reaction time from Albio, 6-3.
Sounded like he nearly just drove away from the start line though. And Bukareshvili takes the win.
Well done.
By a 1/10 of a second, goes at 9.80 with a 3 on a 970.
The girls are happy down here at the tree.
The Davidson machine went 0.3 off the dial in there. As I said, sounded like he just rode away from the start line, but congratulations to Joshua Bukareshvili. Into our Super Street Final. Brought to us by Power Plus Race Fuels. Lots of RPM on the start line in the border box for Adam James in the XY utility, dialed in with a 10.05. Taking on Henry Spikak.
You need the Varilla's horns coming on the return road.
Needless to say, he's excited. 11.94 the dial in for Spikak, went 0.33 too soon. $10.05 with a 3 on a 10.05. The 3,000s off in the final round run for Adam James. That XY utility has been running great all day long. Congratulations. We're now going to move into Super Gas. And we have Luke Romeo in the 27 Ford Roadster, taking on Joe Catanzariti.
Luke Romeo here on behalf of In Touch Automotive, Personal Auto Parts and Ireland, VP Race Fuels. Joe here on behalf of In Touch Automotive as well. 24 and 25 champion, taking on the 25 runner-up. How fitting.
Yep, Luke with the opportunity to claim a little bit of redemption.
A double low reaction time from Joe.
Romeo over towards the wall once again. Catanzariti takes it.
9.93 with a 5, at 1:57 with a triple O reaction time from Joe.
That's why he's champion, that's all I can say.
Flick a switch.
Brought
the
A game to the start line. Congratulations to Joe Catanzariti and the team. I know he and the Romeos all work pretty closely together, so.
All right, Jimmy Denaro Chassis, take it on Paul Papacosta, the Go Logistics, Ford Capri. Cortina's dialed in at a 9.25 in the airflow. Paul's dialed in with an 8.80 in the Ford Capri in the rocket lane.
Denaro with the final round experience here under his belt. Papacosta's car been running spot on all afternoon when it's come to racing. I think 3 of the last couple of rounds they've been within 1,000th or so of the dial in. All right, Papacosta in. Denaro in. Both cars up on the 2-step. 016 on the tree for Denaro.
Paul's jumped.
I don't think it would have made a difference. There was a lot of wheel spin on the start line there for Papacosta. 927 with a 0 on a 925 for Denaro to take the win.
Let's see Paul start up here on the big screen replay. The right-hand side of the lane. Light up the tyres, unfortunately.
I can see our top sportsman finalist rolling under the tower. Nathan Cooper in the supercharged Gemini. And the other finalists just getting ready at the back of the lanes. We Dave Whitmore in the Chevy Nova. So if you like your supercharged small blocks, Top Sportsman's the place to be.
Just thinking, having final line or move in the McNamara team been a bit full on today. They go one final, next final. You're from Brett back to Jake, back to Brett, back to Jake, and here we are with Alan coming down.
Yep, Al's been in this position just a few times before,
Just a few.
although I think there has been a little bit of time passed since the last one, but just goes to show.
He's going to come back to it.
Yeah, persistence pays off, yes.
Here we go. As Jim Nari and Paul Papacosta come back down the return road. All right, here we go. Dave Whitmore coming out of the aeroflow lane. The Chevy Nova, brought to us by Power Plus Fuels. Top Sportsman is brought to us by Mixed Middle Roofing. Nathan Cooper coming out in the Rocket Lane. He's brought to us by All Vehicle Services, Sun Ranch Race Cars, and Power Plus Race Fuels.
Around about half a second difference in the dial-ins here, Adam. 777 for the Nova.
Wow.
To an 829 for the Gemini. Nice side-by-side burnouts.
Nice smoke coming through the cameras here on the track side. I like that. We'll have to keep using this one. It's good.
I like it. It's good.
Maybe get on the wall rather than angled. We'll put it in the middle.
All right, both races into full stage. Will it be a Gemini or will it be a Nova? 040 on the tree for the Gemini. 116 for the Nova. The Gemini out in front of the minute
close.
and takes
Wow.
the win. 8:29 with a 6 on an 8:29. Got there by nearly 0.2 of a second.
Dave went through with a 7.89 with a 9.163. Nathan with an 8.29 with a 6 at 1.62.
Yeah, in fairness for Whitmore, he was over towards the wall. Probably a little bit closer than he would have liked to have been, I'm sure. Maybe just feathered the throttle a little bit, but congratulations to Nathan Cooper. He's taking home the chocolates tonight.
As you see, the Reposadas taking on the Whites.
Two well-established names in Australian drag racing.
Brooks burnout. Now it's Alan's turn. Here's Jake McNamara on the big screen. No pressure, bud.
Just do it one more time, but focus on your job. Oh no. Okay, it can be pushed back. If it will go backwards. There we go. One way to get the cruise adrenaline pumping. All right, good sportsmanship there for the Rapazadas. Allowing the white team to push Alan back to the start line. So Alan looks like he's got forward drive there. Dialed in with a 8.57 for the altered in the rocket lane to a 7.12 for the Dragster in the airflow. Will it be? White just about to pull into full stage now. The altered will leave the start line first. Or a little bit towards the center line there for White. I think the Dragster might come around at the top end of the racetrack. No, White takes the win by 27 10,000ths of a second. He went 003 on the tree. That's all about keeping your cool under pressure. 8.73 with a 0 on an 8.57 dial-in. Well, gets there by 27 10,000ths.
Right. Alan's going to come next round, I think.
Wow. I think he's already on the phone buying his entry for round number 3 of the track champs. Congratulations to Alan White and also to the Rapazada team for playing fair there on the start line and giving the team an opportunity to push that car back. Wow.
How good is that?
We're not done.
Was it 23,000?
23 10,000.
Yeah, wow.
We're not done yet, though, Adam.
No. Curtis Reed, Brittany Olive. The Olive family and the Reed family synonymous with drag racing.
Olive in the airflow lane on board the green car. They're going side-by-side burnouts. One of those cars sounded like the Idol, came up a fair bit. I think it might have been the Reed car. It's Phil down there with the flashlight, just reaching in and manually pulling back the throttle. So a 615 on the dial-in boards for Brittany Olive, A Civil Motorsports, Gulf Western Oil, and MJ Mobile Mechanics. Curtis Reed in the rocket lane on board the purple car, dialed in with a 6:37. He's racing for AFT Plumbing Services.
Right. Phil Reed looking at Shane. Shane looking at Phil. Give the thumbs up. Drivers get the go.
All right, both into full pre-stage. Reed into full, Brittany into full. Tree counts down, 052 on the tree for Reed. 184 on the tree for Olive. Olive out in front.
Wow.
And Olive takes the win. 6-1-6 with a 4 and a 6.15 dial in.
Let's see that one again. Bushy up on the big screen replay. As Curtis Reed takes off, kind of had to roll out a bit halfway and back into it. Brooke ran around.
Reed had that one in the bag off the start line, but it just goes to show there's 400 metres of racetrack between the start line and the finish line. Reed's car just ran a little bit slower. As you say, I think there was a pedal there around about the 300-foot mark.
You know what a good way to finish the night is?
With the A-Civil Ford Mustang.
That's the one.
We have Salim Matter out for one more run in the Ford Mustang Pro Slammer. So congratulations to the Olive team there. Put on a great show all day. Low 6-second passes. And they'll go home with the gold trophy tonight.
Nice, solid burn there from Slim. See how track walkers is doing a quick check of the track as he comes back. All right, A-Civil, Al's Race Glides, Custom Body Works, Advanced Performance Engineering. See how close he gets to that 559.
All right, into pre-stage for Salim. All on his own. Takes some deep breaths on the two-step, leaves the start line. Again over towards the wall. The crew jumping with excitement.
He's going for it. 9-4, wow, 571 with a 6 at 253.
Yeah, nice pass there. 963 to the 60. 201 to half track. And a 571 with a 6, 253. We could see the crew jumping with anticipation.
Up on the big screen, Bushy.
Look at him wheeling that car down the racetrack. See the time on the boards, and there's the elation, all that hard work throughout the day. They persisted and persisted, and a 571 with a 6, 253 miles an hour. The end result. Congratulations to the A-Civil team, and also to all of our winners and runners-up here tonight. You've put on a fantastic show all day for round number 2 of the New South Wales Track Championship Series. And of course, if you like what you've seen here at Sydney Dragway today, join us on Wednesday night for the Aeroflow Race for Real drag racing, drifting and burnouts on the 18th of March. And then our next event will be the bike night following the Aeroflow Race for Real. The bike night on Friday night, the 20th of March. And of course, at the end of the month, 28th of March, we will see the Garrett Sydney Jamboree on track here at Sydney Dragway. And what a fantastic roll-up events they will be. Something there for everybody, Adam. And on behalf of Sydney Dragway, all of the officials, management and the staff, I'd like to thank all of our officials for their hard work outside today. I'd like to thank all of our patrons for coming out and watching the racing live. Thank you to all of our supporters that watched via the YouTube channel. Fantastic to have you all back on that platform.
We'll see you Wednesday on it as well.
We will certainly be up and running. Thank you very much to Adam for his assistance up here. Thank you to all the people in race control.
Yes.
And just in closing, I want to remind everybody that trophy presentations will be taking place in around about 15 minutes time in the cafeteria. Look forward to seeing you down there, awarding you with your trophy for today's action and giving you the opportunity to thank your supporters and your sponsors. On behalf of the track, I'd like to wish everybody a good night. Be safe on the roads. We'll see you on Wednesday, kicking off at 6 p.m.